Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be an analysis of some of the most popular futures markets for January 17th. This will be a technical analysis overview, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, before I get to the charts, I do want to invite you to get signed up for Take Profit Trader. It is the prop firm that I use, and if you don't know what prop firms are, in a nutshell, they allow you to put very little of your money at risk, and then if things go well for you and you can prove yourself, then you have a whole lot of upside potential. They are the ones that I use, and I would recommend. So go to the link either down below or just go to claytrader.com/take profit, and it'll ensure you get the best deal possible. And they are open to people around the world. Now, if you do see your country on that list there, that's not a good thing, but if your country's not on that list, then they would be open to you, and it's a great way to access the U.S. markets. Now, one quick clarification here, I will be using the 30-minute time frame for each of these, so just keep that in mind. So, number one, we are looking at the NQ, and of course, if you trade the micros, then this could all be, translated right down to the micros, but we're going to keep it at the minis here and look at the NQ. So, as of right now, we have a couple of key dynamics, and the main dynamic that probably is sticking out to most people is as far as the pivot points right up there, you can see that is right where the price did get rejected today. And upon that rejection, we now have ourselves a good solid trend line that you got to think a lot of people will be watching headed into tomorrow and Friday. And that's a very straightforward line, so I'm not trying to impress you or imply that's a great discovery. Got to think a lot of people have drawn that trend line, and I make that comment because when a lot of people are watching the same trend lines, wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So if the price were able to come back up to that area and get the break up through there, again, no guarantees, but valid to think that that break could create upside buying pressure, and who knows, maybe bring the price back up to once again do battle with that pivot point up there. As far as supports are concerned, as of now, as I speak, you can see the price is right down here at this pivot point, and at this exact moment in time, a bit of a hammer candle has formed here. So a couple main areas of support will be that initial pivot point right there at the 21,211, but if that can't quite hold up, then the next level you got to think a lot of people will also be watching is that pink line down there, which on my chart denotes the very well-known, very famous 200 period moving average, right now valid at 21,091. So keep an eye on that. And then just in case things get really, really sketchy, let me map out just one more area of support in case, like I said, there's, so let me change that to green for support. And then you would have this area down here at the bottom part of this consolidation range, which sits down there right around, let's just call it the 2905 mark. So keep an eye on these levels moving forward for Friday, and we'll see if any of them do come into play. We are now looking at the ES here, and once again, we have ourselves a very, I think, well-defined trend line. Now, the one difference here is that this one actually pushed up through the pivot point. So think about what we just looked at with the NQ, could not get above that pivot point, but in this situation, it did. Unfortunately, it pulled back, but the pullback is now what's creating, if you what we want to call it, a self-fulfilling prophecy trend line, where you got to think a lot of people, like I said, have drawn that. So that still guarantees nothing but more than valid to think that if the price were to come up here and break up through there, that break right there could create additional buying pressure. So keep an eye on that. And then the other dynamic is the price is somewhat in a no man's land. Now there is another area of support, but not a whole lot of supports right now other than this area right here, which I don't even know if it would be very much of a support anyways, but worth at least keep an eye on right there at the 59.55 mark. You can see that this was an area of support back here during this consolidation area. But if the price were to come down here and break through there, that's where things really open up because there are no other areas of support until a very fascinating level, and that's down here at this pivot point. And though it's not exact, I think we can all agree these two areas of support very close to one another. Again, that pink line being the 200 period moving average. So as I've said, and I'll probably say a dozen more times, there are no guarantees. But if the price were to get down around that area, is it illogical to think that there could be some sort of bounce? That would not be illogical at all. But as of now, these seem to be the key levels here. So we'll see how Friday continues to play out. Here we are looking at the YM for the Dow Jones, and like these other ones with a pullback has created a pretty nice, well-defined area of resistance. So you've heard the speech on that one, no guarantees, but keep an eye on that. But what really stands out to me is this area of support right here. And if the price and whether or not the price can hold above it. So far, so good. This 43,285 has done a good job, but as I speak right now, it is knocking on the door. So I don't think anybody would be shocked to see if the price were to come down there and break through there, that causing a bit of momentum to the downside, because like ES, that break would send this into essentially kind of a big old space and areas of support. Now, that's not to say that if this area is broken, it's dropping straight down to that level. But like I said, just from a technical standpoint, there just isn't anything until this pivot point down there at the 42,980 mark. So that's really kind of the main dynamic that really stands out to me, is that level right there. Will it be able to hold or not? Now, maybe you're watching this video and, that's already broken. And if that has broken already, then yeah, the next key level of support would be down there at that level there. Or who knows, maybe this thing gets ready to turn back around and breaks up through there. But definitely very interesting scenario here right now on the YM. Next one here, we're looking at CL and oil. And right now, quite a bit of a pullback here. To just offer up a little bit more context, you can see the price has been really respecting that pink line quite a bit over time, and I point that out just because that's essentially where the price is as of right now. So that's going to be kind of the initial level and just kind of consideration. Where is the price at currently relative to that area? Now, I realize you could be watching this video 10 hours from now, and that's where you'd want to ask yourself, is the price still above that area? Has it fallen down below there? If it has fallen down below there, then the next key overarching area of support would definitely be down there, or not definitely, but would seem to be down there around the 76.45 mark. You can see actually right there, this level has provided support a couple of times already. So again, that's not to say that it will for sure provide support again, but it would be, nobody could accuse you of being illogical to think that that level might provide some sort of bounce. Now, if the price all of a sudden starts to head back up, main areas of resistance to watch, like a lot of these other ones with a pullback, we're getting ourselves some nice trend lines here. I'm not going to say that trend line's as clean as the other ones, but excuse me. But it is, one where that general area you would think could provide some resistance. Or if you just want to use a purple line right there, 50-period moving average, that could also serve a purpose. But yeah, as of right now, big downwards trend, lower highs continue to be put into play. So I'm curious, will this thing roll back over and potentially go back down there and do battle? We'll see how the next several hours play out. Next one here, GC, we'll take a look at gold and the pivot strike. And this is why I would highly recommend you have pivots. Call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. But the markets really like these levels and tend to respect them. And right here, we have a classic example of that. Price came up there, gave us a nice little candle, and then the pullback is underway. With all that being said, is gold like wrecked or anything like that? Absolutely not. You can see here, it's still very much so in an overall uptrend, with the next key area of support to keep a close eye on going to be that purple line there, 50-period moving average. So right now, watch that level. But even if the price were to fall below there, still not like the entire chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. Next level of support you'd want to check base with and see where the price is at is relative to the 27.20 mark, down around there. So keep an eye there on those levels. Now, if you're watching this video, 15, 20 hours from now and the price is down below both these areas, well, that would be telling you that this pullback is borderline now walking on the territory of a full-blown reversal. And then that's where you might want to factor in that 200 period right there. But as right now, this seems to be just a little nice bull flag pattern. So do the bulls get the break to the upside? We'll see how things play out until I'm back to update it again. So that is all I have for you. Once again, if you're looking for a way to get involved in the futures market in a very, very cost-effective way, then definitely check out this prop firm, claytrader.com/take profit, or just use the link down in the description box. That'll give you the best deal possible because these prop firms are always running promotions, and it'll allow you access from all over the world, once again, assuming your country's not on that list. So definitely go check them out. And then finally, maybe you're already in futures and you're just looking for a community to trade with. I would highly recommend you consider joining the community that I offer. We have a lot of good futures traders in there. We talk futures, we trade futures, and I'm very, very confident you will be able to get your money back in a relatively small amount of time, especially if you consider $99 over 3 months. That's a whopping $8.25 per week. So I can't make any guarantees, but I can say with a high degree of confidence, you're going to get at least $8.25 worth of value every week as part of the community. So if there's any questions on it, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. But if you are interested, claytrader.com/team, or just use the link down in the description box. So thanks for watching. If you appreciate this, if you would like for me to do more of this, and if you have any sort of other futures products you'd like to me to analyze, just let me know in the comment section and I'll do my best to get to them. But thanks for watching. Have a good one.